In the poem The World by Henry Vaughan, he describes the various types of people that are there in the world, like the doting lover, the darksome statesman, the fearful miser, the downright epicure, and other people who slipped into a wide excess or who lead a hedonistic lifestyle. Then there are the weakest sort of people who are enslaved to trivial wares, to seemingly small material things of the world. In the last verse, Henry Vaughan said, "Yet some who all this while did weep and sing and weep, soared up into the ring, but most would use no wing. O fool, said I, thus to prefer dark night before true light, to live in grots and caves and hate the day because it shows the way which from this dead and dark abode leads up to God, a way where you might tread the sun and be more bright than he. But as I did their madness so discuss, one whispered thus, this ring the bridegroom did for none provide but for his bride." Henry Vaughan describes the various kinds of people who weep and sing during their time on the earth. While they are happy, they sing, and while they are sad, they cry. They weep and sing and weep, and some of them soared or fly up into the ring. Some of the people on the earth are able to soar up into the ring of eternity, or they are able to go to heaven. But most would use no wing. Most people on the earth would not make any effort to reach up to the ring of eternity in heaven. They are so engrossed with the things of the world, with the pleasures of the world, that they would not make any effort or spend any time to reach into the circle of eternity in heaven. Also, they would not use the help of God. They would not ask God to help them, because without the help of God, no one would be able to go into the ring of eternity. Henry Vaughan watches them and said, "O fools, thus to prefer dark night before true light." He calls them fools because they prefer darkness. They prefer the things of the world rather than the true light of God. To live in grots and caves and hate the day because it shows the way. The people live in grots or holes and caves, and they hate the day because it shows the way. They hate the light of God. They hate it when God and his people shows the way, because they want to continue to live in the dark pleasures which they have been used to. They hate the day because it shows the way. They do not want to change their ways. They hate the day because it shows the way which from this dread and dark abode leads up to God. This dead and dark abode or dwelling place is the world. A way where you might tread the sun and be more bright than he. If we are willing to use our efforts and to ask God to help us, we can, at the end of our lives, go up from this dead and dark abode of this world, and we can go to God through a way where we might tread the sun and be more bright than he. Last 4 lines. But as I did their madness so discuss, one whispered thus, this ring the bridegroom did for none provide but for his bride. Henry Vaughan discuss their madness. He finds the people mad because they prefer the temporary pleasures of the world rather than the eternal joys of heaven.